Hello YouTube, Aaron here, or Claude Mods, which is my online name. In this video today I want to talk about my claudecall application that I'm publishing on the Google Play Store. I'm at the last phase of the whole step by step to post it up there. I've posted it for testing people, which I've used myself. I'm at the closed track testing, is it? So I've basically been working on the application for the last week and a half. I had some issues, some major issues that basically broke everything to do with the app, and I've implemented a few new features prior to that, because the features were basically either not working. I've added new features, they broke it, and well, I've managed to put it all into a nutshell and got it working perfectly fine. So today I'm going to be showing installing the application, the new features, going more thoroughly into the guide and how it works, and just kind of explaining, where I've got to. So there is some more things that I want to add, and this is not going to be the final of the application, although this is more thoroughly finished than what I showed last. So this is kind of in a nutshell what I want it to be like. This is a beta, it might change. I don't see myself changing it much. But without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. So I'm going to install it on my phone from my PC. So we've got the latest version, nothing's set up. I can't show you all the features like a phone call and stuff like that. I mean, taking a regular phone call, it's going to be exactly the same as any other phone call application. So as I said in the last video, we have different themes. So the default is the theme that you see now, and we have a dark theme for the dark theme lovers. Now we have more themes that are a bit more custom to my liking. I actually like this one myself because my phones are set up with this custom theme. So my keyboard and the notification area and the quick access panel for Samsung is actually set up with these colors. The new features that I've added, one of the new features that I've added is that we can now translate the application into different languages. So we've got all these different languages here, and this is what kind of messed up the whole application itself.
Llamada entrante de Juan Pérez.
I don't speak these languages, they might come across wrong, I honestly don't know. One of the last things that I've added was translating the guide. We're going to go with English. The voices are not really to my liking, but for this video, I mean, they're perfectly fine.
Incoming call from John Doe.
So I might change the voice to be a bit more nicer. Actually sounds like something I've heard from a drum and bass song, since I listen to Liquid drum and bass and all sorts. So the guide actually tells you the features. So we've got a smart dialer. You can actually use your own microphone to say a name of a contact or a number before you dial it. We have caller and notification announcer, which basically allows you to toggle that on, and it will tell you who's calling you by name or number, depending if you've got the number saved, and if they haven't got a number, it will say unknown caller. We have LED flash for announcements and callers, and basically it does what it says in a box. Call recording, so capture your call audio and play with it within the in-app playback system on the record screen. Another new feature that I've recently added is automatic call recording. So if you toggle on the call record, automatic call recording, as soon as you answer a phone call, it's or dial a phone number or contact, should I say, it's going to automatically record the call. So we also have Google Sync and backup. I do need to do some more thorough testing with this feature, but it essentially allows you to sign in. It does work. I'm using the Firebase API, I believe, for the back end of that. Call blocking, which is the main reason why I made this application in the first place. So automatically blocks unknown numbers that are not saved in your contact list, or numbers that are blocked within a list that you set within the application. And also you can turn it to direct to voicemail, which is essentially like a flight mode. The reason I made this application is because many of the applications I used to use either allowed me to auto drop blocked numbers or unknown numbers, or just simply didn't have the feature. And the problem is with the ones that did have the feature, they just stopped working. Now, this is why I'm going to be talking about the permissions that we need for this application to work. Since to allow the call recording to work perfectly fine, we need to use the accessibility option, and it does pop up that this might be this has access to your full system, and this can record your screen and stuff like that. And I just want to go into the application after I set up all the permissions and show you what's actually being used. I don't trace people's location. That's something I would not need for this sort of an application. Same with my browser that I created in my last video, 2 videos ago. But I'm going to also add a privacy notice into the guide that basically specifies that I'm not taking anyone's information on this app. This app is directly made for myself and others. That's what I do with every piece of software that I make. It's for myself and others. So I will be using this on a day-to-day occasion, and I'm hoping that other people will like it too, which is why I've added like a trial mode for 3 days, so you can test the features, and if you like it, then you can pay a monthly subscription, given that it works. Because I'm not a professional, I'm still learning, I'm working on it. And yeah, it does make me laugh. I do a lot of trial. So I originally started with troubleshooting phones and computers, and then I was helping friends, and I was doing it for myself. Well, I was doing it for myself, then I was helping others, and people come to me, oh, Aaron, I'm locked out of my device, so I can't log into my device, and I say, give me an hour, I'll have a go, I'll have a tinker, and I'll wipe the device. That's how smart I am. I can wipe iPhones, I can wipe Samsungs if they've got passwords or whatever else on them. Even if it's got an iCloud account on it, I'll remove the iCloud account. Now, I don't do this. I only do this for general purposes. If I know that's my friend's phone and it's their email, I'll obviously clarify that. Then I'll do it. I would never do it out of spite for someone else that's robbed them, you know. So, yeah, in that sort of sense, I just want to put my hands up in the air and say, you know, I'd never do anything like that. And I don't condone that sort of behaviour. But without further ado, let's move on to the next step. So we have to put it as the default, and I found a bug with the phone app after many updates, that if I closed the phone app and made a phone call, it would then take me to the Samsung app. So that's been fixed. Accessibility mode, like I said, I can't stress this enough. This is specifically only used to allow you to record your calls. It will not work without this feature. So it's able to read the content of your screen, it does say that, and it also says track interactions. Now this is specifically only for recording calls. There's no other reason why I would need this feature turn on, or you would, unless you are recording your calls. So if you don't need to record your calls, then you don't have to turn this on. So I'm going to allow that on my device, since I would need that feature. I haven't said also that this is running on my S24 Ultra. I have a S25 Ultra and a S26 Ultra beside me. I also have a Samsung Galaxy A10 Lite, and I'm due an upgrade, so I'm due to get something new, but I'm holding back on that yet. I don't need too many devices. I've actually got an iPhone 14 as well. So notification listener, this is basically to listen to for voicemail notifications. Pretty sure there's another backend that does that. We need the system permissions to save the recordings. We need file access, and we also need, well, for some reason it's not letting me do that now, because I'm currently plugged into a computer, I believe. So that's kind of bugged, isn't it? I don't know what's going on here. If we can go back, right? It's kind of bugged. Maybe that's another thing that I need to fix. So if we go back here, notification access is on. Grant, allow permission. Well, file access we obviously need. So music and audio, we can manually do this for now. For some reason it's not working, or we'll have to try and fix this. Like I said, I'm just showing the features. This isn't necessarily going to be the final closed thing, but yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I actually did have that working yesterday, so I don't know what's going on there. But we come here with I'm not signed into Google, although that feature will work. We've got no contacts whatsoever. I'm not going to go to recents because I do have personal numbers that I was calling on this phone at a time that I was using it. So that being said, we can block unknown calls. These are some of the things that you will find in the settings tab. So we can block unknown calls. We can also direct a voicemail. We can announce callers, which will announce anyone in your contact list or who's unknown or who isn't on the contact list. It will tell you their number. We can announce notifications. Now this is a new feature and I've had to tinker with this to be the way that it is, and you can set any application that's on your device. I actually tested this on WhatsApp, and the way that it goes, it'll say notification from WhatsApp. If you've got a contact, it will say message from Aaron, say, and then it will say the message. So it'll say it'll be like notification from WhatsApp. Aaron has message from Aaron. Hello, welcome to the world. I don't know, but this is pretty cool because I did have it originally that you could. It was automatically doing all of the apps, and I was like, well, this is no good. I need it so it shows all the apps, and you can pick the apps, or you can turn it on for all of the apps. And one of the things that popped up is my phone went to 15%, and it come up a notification and spoke it out loud and basically said, system notification, battery at 15%, please plug in charger or turn on power saving mode to have 3 hours and something seconds left. And I said, oh, what? And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I need to find that feature. So if anyone knows what that is within this, I'm very good with phones, so I'll have to do a little search on here. But as it stands, I haven't gone out my way to have a look at that yet. But that's something I think is pretty cool. So it tell you your phone battery is basically on 15%, and if you put it on power saving mode, it's got a certain amount of hours in it. It'll tell you them hours, and well, that's pretty cool. I think that was pretty cool, and that's one of the main reasons why I have the notification announcements. We have LED announcements, so. LED flash for announcements, so that'll be for calls and also the applications. Automatic recording is something that I just spoke about. We have the different languages, and also you can change the caller background. Now, if I was to add a contact, this is something I've actually recently done as well. If I was to add a contact, say I put my own name and I just put a random number, this is not my number. And well, there's more ones than anything else. One of the features that I didn't show in my original video is that you can swipe right on the number and it will then take you to your messaging app. We'll have to blur that one there. I was hoping not to do any edits in this video, but we're definitely gonna have to blur that number. We'll find out who that number is, and then yeah, we'll take it from there, I guess. And you can also swipe left and make a phone call to that number. Now, obviously, I've had to tinker with this so that we've got this to show correctly, because that was one problem I had an error with, and also this to show correctly, because that's a problem I had an error with. So I had a lot of problems going forward with changing the thingy. So like Hebrew.
שיחה נכנסת מאת ישראל, llamada entrante de
Spanish,
incoming
Hebrew,
call from John Doe.
Spanish, Hebrew, Russian, Czechoslovakian, and there was like probably, I think, a total of maybe 8 to 9 languages that would not speak, and well, it was no good for me, so I needed to kind of fix that. And then it caused more problems. I was like, no way. And I've got Google Gemini AI, and I've got Google Studio AI, and I've got both of their API keys to run with this because of my monthly contract that I pay for with VE. And I was going off on one night. I was like, I need this sorted. Rage baiting my keyboard, nearly snapped it in half. Threw my flipping mouse. No, I didn't, but like, I was at that point where I was having so much fun building the application, and it caused an error, and then that error caused thousands of errors, and I was looking at 10,000 errors just last night, and I was like, what? And then I typed 2 buttons, I typed 2 words, And it fixed it. I was like, fix it. And it fixed it. I was like, 10,000 errors fixed. And everything just works, like the announcements. And, well, now we've got the file access error. For some reason, I don't know what's going on there. But that was working just yesterday. I haven't updated the application since then. I was due to make a video 2 days ago. But I thought I need to sort out the voices so I could show them in the video. I also want to show one other feature. So one other feature that I've added. I can't remember what the hell it was called. So, yeah, so if you've got a contact as well, you can also add photos to the contact. So that's a pretty nifty feature that I didn't show in the original 2 videos, should I say. The voices, that's what I want. I want to show the voices. These are not entirely what I'm going to be using. I actually don't like them. This is more like a drum and bass voice that I've heard before.
Incoming call from John Doe.
So I can't remember what it's called. It's like a old school jungle drum and bass song that I used to listen to, and it says the lights under at the end of the tunnel or something like this.
Incoming call from John Doe.
Incoming call from John Doe.
No, this one's a bit more squeaky. Sorry for the loudness, people.
Incoming call from John
Which
Doe.
is why I want to change the voices.
Incoming call from John Doe.
And we have options to speed it up, slow it down. And I really have sat here for 3 months building this to where it needs to be a professional released application. Yeah, I've got night and day to sit here and type and become a keyboard warrior at Google AI. I love it. You know, I'm listening to music in the background and a bit of jungle bass, drum and bass, and jungle, and liquid, and rap, and neurofunk, bassline, grime. I come from that sort of area of listening to everything apart from screamo. It's not something I enjoy listening to. I mean, I used to play guitar myself, so I guess I'm into this country style music and stuff like that. But I'm more time into liquid, jungle, and drum and bass at the moment. A bit of neurofunk here and there because it gets mixed into all of that crap. My crap. But yeah, so we've got these options that work.
Incoming call. Incoming call. Incoming call from John. Incoming call from John Doe.
Well, that being said, this is the video that I wanted to make today, and I will be plushing the app up even more just before I put it as a final closed testing, closed track testing, is it? I've actually got the Google console. I can type it in the background. Google console. So I'm gonna have a fag. Vapor bead. So the Google console will tell me where I'm at. I think it's called something track testing. I posted the app on the 4th of August. It's called Closed Test Track. So I need 12 people to test this application. Whether I post the link for others to test on, I don't know. It's telling me I need 12 testers. But I'm not a company. I'm an individual. And I've got night and day to test this myself. Of course, I'm going to be using it myself. So I'm going to be testing it. And I don't know how that would work with a big company, but surely they must be using it themselves and be like, oh yeah, but that's got an error, mate, you know? So yeah, of course they've got a bigger team and they've got more of a chance of finding bugs, but with me, I'm going to test every single feature under the sun in every single update that I make, you know? So if I add something new, I'm going to then install it and test everything just to make sure that nothing has been messed with, and also tell the bot do not change or remove anything else just to make sure that it knows, you know. And well, yeah, bots are notorious for breaking things. We all love it. One of them is as a prime example today is the system permissions not working for some reason. We can allow access to that. We probably already have file permissions. I'm not going to be testing phone calls in this video today, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. You can keep it short, sweet and simple. It's a buy from me, Claude Mods, or Aaron, which is my real name.